On the Welsh-English border sits the beautiful village of Trellick in Monmouthshire. Today it is home to just under 3,000 people, but 800 years ago this was a booming industrial hub, a quarter the size of London. Archaeologist Stuart Wilson's first find is a medieval high street.
Well, here we have a series of workshops in medieval times, and what we have down is iron slag floor surface with stone-lined drains and a nice central fireplace in the middle. The walls at the front we know aren't there. What's very interesting is there's a post-medieval floor going underneath it. So in medieval times you could have walked up along here with your horse and with your dagger or bits of armour, come in here into a hard-working surface where the metal workers working in the dark in a stone building.
Stuart's team are uncovering a vast settlement dating to the 1200s. And they're also finding evidence of what powered trade here.
So one of the things that we find consistently in each and every trench that we dig is this stuff. It's iron slag.
This is the byproduct of smelting iron. Trellick was producing so much that they used it to build floors and roads. This was a major centre of industry, and the team are finding more clues of its wealth.
We do have a lot of indications here that the people who lived there were extremely wealthy, and we've got a couple of very nice finds from previous excavations that really show the wealth of these people. The first is probably this medieval flower pot. We could really say it's a unique piece because it's the only medieval flower pot that has ever been found in Wales. Another piece that we have is this one. Most people that see it think it's some sort of a dish that comes out of the kitchen, but actually this will be on top of your roof. This is a medieval finial. It would have a large ceramic spike on top of it. So if lightning would strike, this would break and your roof would still be intact. Now, showing to the people of your village that you can actually afford to break an object like this really shows great wealth.
Stuart believes that Trellick was built as an English outpost to control this part of Wales, and that its great wealth could have made it a target for attack by rebel Welsh.
Now the buildings we found were quite interesting because the buildings indicated there were stone walls, but then the building themselves had actually been burnt down in a very, very severe house fire. We had glass actually formed out of the thatch, which had actually melted in the fire, and we found the mica on the stone had actually melted and glazed on the stone itself. So very, very severe fire. We think of a great attack on the town in about 1295, 1296 by the Welsh.
Stuart is also finding other clues that the native Welsh posed a constant threat to the English at Trellick.
Well, here we have a massive round tower which looks like a good fortification to the manor house, but also to the town. Now it's a really nice stone construction. It's actually been built flat into the hillside as one continuous level. It's got these massive stones under it to make sure the whole thing has been built on one level surface, so it pyramids out at the bottom. It's got a single stone wall about 1 metre thick, and then an iron slag core to it, an inner stone wall, and all built up in one nice circle rising upwards. Now they actually smashed out all the other walls around in order to actually build this thing, and then brought all the walls back in. Now we think it's defensive because of its sheer size, the way it's been built. It's very well constructed. It's also flanking the curtain walls, but also in the town, if this stood up quite nice and high, it would see across the gardens of the neighbouring burgages, both along this road and along Tinker's Lane, and across the entire common fields.
So it's clear that such substantial fortifications would have come at a substantial cost. Was the bill being covered by the King of England himself?
Now we know Edward I was building round towers in North Wales at the time, and the De Clares were allies. And so we believe that this round tower, which looks like it was built by a specialist, it's far better built than any other of the other buildings around here, might have been built by one of Edward I's castle builders, brought in to help out his family to defend one of their biggest towns.
The questions remain then, if Trellick was a medieval stronghold, then who actually lived here? And why then did this important city just vanish until now?